I'm on my way to Salt Lake City, land of the Mormons. I have no idea what to expect from a city built by people who don't drink or smoke, or, God, even have caffeine. Maybe it'll be just the same as every other city in America. Half the ones back east were founded by Puritans and teetotalers. I never had much use for religion. I remember my parents bringing me to church sometimes when I was a kid. But they weren't that devout themselves, so it never really sunk in. And no, my weeks on the road have not changed my mind about God. Not even that weird encounter in Colorado, whether it was a trick of the light or a hallucination I was having. Who am I kidding? A trick of the light? It wasn't a trick of the light. And I've never hallucinated in my entire goddamn life. I can't imagine that all this driving has had such an impact on me that I've suddenly started now. I've mostly been trying not to think about it. A ghost, a spirit, some kind of angel or demon, whatever it was, I haven't seen anything like it since, and even if it was a ghost, just because I believe in the afterlife doesn't mean I believe in gods. And I'm not sure that that's what it was. I'm not sure I do believe in the afterlife. Maybe it was just... Maybe I should pick up some Mormon writing in Utah, see if they have anything to say about it. I have always wondered about the multiple wives thing. How does that work exactly? Even if all the women really were happy with the situation, which I'm not saying is impossible, it just seems like a system where maybe they don't get that much say either way, I can't really fit the puzzle pieces together in my head. Is it easier if you all have one relationship within the larger structure, or does everyone have relationships with everyone? I mean, I lived in New York for years and hung out in the art scene. I knew people who had both kinds of situations, and it never made sense to me in those cases either. Not to say it didn't work for the people I knew, I'm just not sure it'd work for me. With the benefit of hindsight and plenty of time to reflect over the last few years, I've come to recognize that I fixate. It hasn't happened very often in my life, but when I like someone, really like someone, I get a little bit of tunnel vision about them, whether I realize or not. And if I ever got that person, I don't think I'd be selfless enough to share. Maybe that's unhealthy, I don't know. It certainly hasn't helped me have good romantic relationships. I think one of the reasons I never was really able to commit to Martha is because by that point I was already so crazy. It wasn't fair to Martha, the way I was. I just wish I'd figured it out at the time, either to tell Martha the truth, make her understand it was never about her, or to, ideally, give myself a smack upside the head and get over whatever feelings my heart decided to develop without my consent. If I'd known what I felt back then really felt, I would have done everything in my power to make sure I stopped feeling that way. What about you, Birdie? Did you leave a partner behind? If the world were suddenly full of people, is that something you'd want? I guess I can ask you about it on Thursday. Whiskey out.